Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to 10 Minutes of Torah. Welcome our guest from New York. So, we're done with Tisha B'Av. Thank God. Now we're ready to start moving ahead, full steam ahead to happier times, better times. And the weeks following Tisha B'Av, 7 to be precise, are known as the 7 weeks of consolation, where we read selections from the prophets in the Haftorah, following the weekly Torah reading, that are an assortment of themes of comfort and consolation. The most well-known is this Shabbat. It's called Shabbat Nachamu, the Shabbat of comforting. So there's, right off the bat, there's a low-hanging, potent energy that we have at our disposal if we can open our hearts to it and open ourselves to the possibility that there's an energy of comfort that's out there, and we can actually leverage that and proactively go out of our way to be a source of comfort to those around us, and in an even more spontaneous way, to be even more open than usual to the possibility that a random interaction that we have with somebody is not an accident, is not random, but was meant to be. And in that moment lies an opportunity to offer comfort, to offer happiness as a gift to someone. And the words, the opening words of the Haftorah are very poignant. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Comfort ye, my nation. And all of the commentators ask the obvious question, because it's begging to be asked. Why does it have to say, comfort you? Nachamu, Nachamu, Am. 2 times. We know there's a principle in Jewish theology that's connected to Torah, that there is no superfluous words, there is no poetry per se, even though the Torah can be quite poetic. And every word carries weight. Every word has an intentionality to it that resonates with a divine purposefulness, that each word is its own ambassador from the deepest holiness, from the Ein Sof, for something specific. Each word is its own angel, is its own messenger, and carries unique message. So why 2? And of course, the obvious answer is, what do you mean? It was such a devastation. Tisha B'Av carried so much grief and trauma. It became the headquarters for our national collective consciousness of sadness. And there's so much buried there. There's so much angst that needs to be dispelled And so one comfort, one expression of comfort is insufficient. Another explanation. Though there were many tragedies that happened on this day, the two distinct tragedies was at different time periods, of course, but on the same day was the destruction of both the first temple in Jerusalem and the second temple. So the first time it says there's an offer of comfort, it's for the destruction of the first Beit HaMikdash. The second is offering comfort for the destruction of the second Beit HaMikdash, the second temple. There's another more mystical, Kabbalistic, Hasidic twist that is more existential and mysterious, and that is as follows. That and it's actually quite powerful, quite amazing. It's a radical theological statement that says as follows: that God on this day is just as traumatized. God in his infinite, who is beyond human attributes, who is not limited in the human consciousness, is portrayed as being in the same grief as his people. And so, just as God comforts us on this day, during this time period, shockingly, we are in a position to reciprocate and to comfort God. How amazing is this? And on so many levels. But right off the bat, I would offer the following very basic human truth. And that is that sometimes we find ourselves caught up in a cycle of endless trauma, a cycle of endless grief. A pattern emerges where we feel as if we are being beset by one loss after the losses keep mounting. We get to this place where nothing we do seems to work, and we're in a slump. We're in a bad place, and we are experiencing one setback after another, and we can't seem to break this cycle of grief. We can't seem to get back out of this pattern of sadness, of disappointment. And we don't know what to do. And we shop around for all kinds of solutions. And nothing seems to work. And then suddenly, on the Shabbat of Nachamu, in the aftermath of the most catastrophic setback on a national, collective level, we're told something that seems unpractical and out of place, but if you think about it for a second, it makes the most sense in the world. If you are in a place of such deep grief and such deep trauma that you can't get out of it, drop it for a second. Find someone else that's in a bad place and lift them up and comfort them and tell them that it's going to be okay. If you are feeling hopeless, Jewish mysticism suggests that you offer hope to someone else. You be a source of hopefulness for someone, And in doing so, in a roundabout way, you are planting the seeds of your own redemption, of your own hopefulness, of your own turnaround. You want to help yourself? Help someone else. You want to comfort yourself? Comfort someone else. Now, it says that we're comforting God. So why am I saying comfort someone else? The answer is that when you comfort someone else, you're finding the God in that person. You're reminding them of the point in them, the Nekuda Elyona, that is so sublime and so transcendent that it is not capable of being influenced by even the most negative experience. It's the part of us, it's the part of every person, it's the God in them that is untouchable. It's the place in us that is beyond time and space, beyond physical, beyond death, that even death can't touch. It's like the story of Hanukkah, actually. It's the oil that could not be polluted, cannot be contaminated. And so when I talk to people that have been abused, for example, and they feel like someone took away their most precious resource, which is themselves. Somebody took their selfhood away. It was such a betrayal, an assault on a person's sense of self is unforgivable and profound. And yet, what I try and share is that, and communicate, is that nobody has such a depth of power over another person to be able to take away that level of their self. There's always a piece of ourselves that is not available for others to touch. It's where we are the most protected, and that is the God in us. That's that level, and that's where we can offer comfort. You know, if you ever watched the Italian Job, so John Bridger tells, I don't know what Matt Damon's character's name is. He tells him, he had said, "I don't trust that person." So his response is, he says, "You can trust a person." He says, "I trust everyone. I don't trust the devil inside of them. I don't trust the devil inside of them." But in Judaism, we have the reverse. It's not so much about the devil that's inside of us. It's about, we all have our devils. It's about the God that's inside of us, the neshama. And on this day, we're told that if we need to be comforted, we should look around us and find someone else that needs that comfort, maybe a drop more. And that is the source of our comfort. Yom Tov. Yom Tov.